I'm back with part 3. So the volume 2 is supposed to come out in like 2 days. And I wanted to make this video before that happened. And this is a review of the episode after Dear Billy until the end of volume 1. Because before that's all covered in the first 2 videos. Okay, I have a lot to say. The last episode was movie length, and the 2 before that were about an hour. So that's 2.5 hours worth of content to go over, and a lot happened. So I broke it down in a few different ways. I'm gonna feel out how I want to go about this. And of course, spoilers, because, you know, mid-season finale-esque. I don't even know if that applies, but, like, you know, the final episode has a ton of stuff happen. There's a Vecna reveal, all kinds of stuff. So, be prepared. I'm going to talk about all that. I also want to talk about, like, weird stuff that happens in this season that, like, feels forced, whereas, like, at other seasons, they can just, like, expand a plot and, like, their reveals are meaningful. I feel like in this season they do a lot with, like, the music and the cinematography to do reveals of things that are not reveal worthy. I'm just going to talk about this first because it's brief. Number 1, when the boys are in California and they're being watched by the government guards to keep them safe while 11 is training. You know, people come in and kill the guards, and then the guard is like, here, contact this person to make sure that 11 is safe. He doesn't give them a phone number, he just gives them a name and a pen, and that's it. Mike is like, why didn't he give us a name or a phone number? That sucks. Argyle is trying to write something with the pen that the guy gave them, and it's not working. And then there's, like, dramatic music, and it goes, oh no, and then, oh no, it's not a real pen, it's a spy pen, and the number's in the pen, and it goes chung chung. And it's like, that's not a, why are they, like, dramatizing that reveal? It's just a fake pen. It's just a fake pen. Like, the reveal is that in the fake pen, it's not a phone number, it's a computer, like, IP address. That's the chung chung moment. That's not the pen is not the moment, you know? The moment is what is revealed via the pen, you know? So that was weird. They do stuff like that a lot. Like, when Max first gets back from Vecna's house, she's drawing these little pictures like a kid in a horror movie, and, like, of the things she remembers. Then, like, Nancy recognizes the stained glass window because it's Victor Creel's house, you know? But then she can't just say,
hey, guess what? That's the window on Victor Creel's house.
Because that's what she recognizes anyway. They do a dramatic camera of her putting together the drawings, even though, one, those drawings, like, barely go together. Like, it's a floating house. Like, how would she even know which parts go where? You know, like, she would have to remember the whole house design, and the house isn't the important part. Like, the shape of the house doesn't matter. She can just be like,
that's the window of the Creel house,
and then be like,
that's his house.
Like, go to his house or show the newspaper. Like, you don't need to put together the drawings to get the same message of, I know what house this is, because the house just is a house. It's not like oh, that looks like Pizza Planet, and I needed to put it together to see Pizza Planet. No, it's like she recognized the window. And the pieces don't really go together that well anyway, so that felt like a really forced reveal, because it's like, we all know that's what the house is. Like, I don't know, you know, like, okay, they also did something like that I didn't mention in, like, the earlier episodes, where they were trying to figure out who Reefer Rick was, and then the music gets all dramatic, you know, as it does. Robin is like,
let's look up his name in the database, and then Reefer Rick probably likes weed movies.
That's not dramatic. That's just a fun thing that they did. That's not a reveal. But they film it like a reveal. That's not a reveal. I don't know who Reefer Rick is. There was nothing that was stringing me along to be like, hooray, I solved the mystery with the kids. It's just, oh, guess what? Reefer Rick probably likes weed movies. Dramatic music plays. I mean, this makes me sound like I don't like it. I feel like, I love Stranger Things, but I feel like this season is like forced. And like they do like a lot of new things, with the horror tropes, and they do a lot. They try to bring in Vecna, who is like everything to the series now. And that's a big change. Whereas, like, it's just some guy, well, I guess it was just some guy all along who's been tormenting us. Well, wow. Like, what a lame, I don't think that this isn't the final season, I don't think, but like, that would be, what a building up for 3 seasons to find out it's some guy. Whoa, crazy. What? This whole elaborate dimension is run by some guy. And I know some of you watching this would be like, it's not some guy. Spoilers. It's not some guy. It's Eleven's friend who has superpowers and stuff. And he's not just some guy. He's some guy who was a super child. We don't know. Okay, we know his motive now, and I think that's really funny because Dustin asked like the exact same questions that I asked in my previous video that was like, who is this guy? Why is he here? Why is he targeting these people? Why is he here right now? How did he get here? Blah, blah, blah. Like, he asks like these exact questions verbatim. I thought that was so funny because it kind of felt like the writers were like, oh, whoops, we didn't establish any of this. Quick, have Dustin ask these questions because people are going to be like, this doesn't make any sense. Okay, so let's talk about Vecna. That was kind of cute. I think it's kind of cute that he was a super child, but that also doesn't really, and they say like, oh, okay, so it's implied that 11 made the first portal to the Upside Down because I guess you could kind of argue that 11 could have created the Upside Down, but it's also could just be that she made the first portal, and put him in there. So we don't really know why specifically the Upside Down is there, or what it is, or if he's the only guy in there, or what a demigorgon is, or what the bats are, or what the dog, like the dogs go into demigorgons, but like, are there other creatures besides bats and stuff? Why do the demigorgons look like people? Did he make them? Are those his children? Are those people that he snatched and turned into monsters? Why? Who's the Mind Flayer? Is he the Mind Flayer? Why does he look like a cloud in season 2, and why is he just a guy in season 4? Is he under the Mind Flayer's control, and that's why he's all messed up in the Upside Down? Who's the Mind Flayer then? Why is the Mind Flayer there, and what's his goal? Vecna's goal is he's weird. He's weird, and people don't like him. So he wants to make everyone a nihilist and make everyone feel bad for being human. And sorry, sounds jaded, but like, he's like,
everyone bullied me and nobody liked my powers, and they're bad people anyway, so I should rule the world.
And so he wants to, take over everybody and change the world to be a place where smart people can live. Or, smart people in his way, like cool people. He thinks everyone else sucks and he's the best, and that 11 and him should join forces and rule the world. But then, like, if everyone's dead, like, what's the point? That's me. But okay, that's a motive. Yeah, so, like, he's powerful, but, like, did he get his powers from the Upside Down? Is 11 got powers? Do they have, like, a connection, or does he just live there? Also, like, he seems, when he says his sad backstory, he's like,
everyone hated me. My mom hated me. My dad hated me. They thought I was full of demons, and they sent me off to get tests run on me. And I was a troubled kid, and nobody understood me.
so, if you hate Hawkins and you hate your house, why is that your home base? You're an adult now. Why are you still at your house? Is it just because it's familiar? What's the clock for? What's the clock? I know, like, in his little flashback, he messed with the clock, and that's how he knew he had powers. But, like, besides that, what's the point of the clock? Does he hide something in there? Is it like Pirates of the Caribbean, where Davy Jones's heart's in the little chest, and Vecna's heart's in the clock, or his brain's in the clock, and so that matters for some reason? Or is the clock just spooky and lives in his house? Why is does he just like the clock and spiders, and so he just wants to freak people out with them, and that's it? No other reason? Like, because in his backstory, he just seemed to be like,
I like spiders.
what? What? Like, ugh, they added all these horror elements and then, like, half explained them. Like, he's like,
Well, nobody liked me, and spiders liked me, and I relate to spiders because they're smart and cool, and so now I use them to scare people before I snatch them.
okay, alright, Vecna, do you, I guess. Also, we still don't know why he's back now, specifically. That's still not told. Okay, I got fired up about Vecna. Now I'm going to talk about the Upside Down. So, the portal in the lake is given major Zelda vibes. Link to the past, link between worlds vibes of, like, oh, go to the bottom of the lake and you can go into the dark world, which is fun. That's always fun. Legend of Zelda is fun. Plus, I liked the really cool little scene where they're on bikes in the normal world and on bikes in the Upside Down, and they learn how to communicate with the lights. I think that's really cute. I like that callback, and I like the light bright. I think that is very fun and whimsical. Also good for selling merchandise. Harder to decorate with, though. When Season 1 came out and Season 2 came out, you could definitely make decorations of the Christmas lights and the letters and the tunnels, but you can't really make decorations of a light bright. You have to, like, do a bunch of stuff with it. You can't just, like, have flashing Christmas lights and be like, oh, cool. But, I mean, like, Season 1 was a lot lower budget, so I think that's cuter, though, like, you could, like, put that in your home decor, whereas, like, a light bright, like, you kind of have to play with it for it to do anything, and the Christmas lights just are there. And Season 4 revealed that the Upside Down is stuck in 1993. Why? I guess hopefully we'll find that out in the next 2 episodes. But why? Because 11 banished Vecna in 79. I wrote it down. I checked. I went back and looked at the video, like when they have her being filmed in her flashback, and she looks at the video. So, yes. So the timeline is 11 was born in 1971 via the wiki, the fan wiki. Thank you. Elle first could use her telekinetics in 1978, and the memory with Vecna is in 1979. And 11 opened the gate with the Demigorgon in 1983 from spying on the Russians. So, 1. Why is the Upside Down stuck in 1993? And why is only Stuff stuck in 1993? Why is Will not there? Why is Bev not there? Why 1983? Because that's when the Demigorgon first came into this dimension, but 11 first created a portal in 1979 because that's when Vecna got pushed in. So if she made the Upside Down, wouldn't it be stuck in 1979? Because that's when there was first a tear to get in there. And also, if she did open it in 1979, why did they do nothing with it at all until 4 years later? Did they just forget that she banished Vecna into the Upside Down? Like, I know that they wouldn't call it that, but like, the lab just was like, whatever, what's this big thing in the wall here? Who cares? We have telekinetic kid here who could maybe look in there, but nah, we're gonna wait 4 years for her to discover the monster in Russia first. Or not in Russia, but like when she's trying to look at Russians, and not even know what it is. Because I rewatched the scene in season 1 where she first opens the portal because she's in her little mind cave, and she goes up to the Demigorgon and touches it, and then it creates like the big portal, the first big portal, and the Demigorgon comes in and runs around, and then she escapes the lab, like in the chaos. Yeah, so why is it stuck in 93? And why is only the stuff stuck in 93 and not people? Like, if it was in 1993 and like frozen in time, say, when they first revealed that, I thought maybe they could go save Barb now, or they could go save Will now. So that's implying that time moves forward because Will and Barb are not there / are not alive in there. So either it is frozen in time after Will and Barb died / left, or time moves forward, but the town stuff is stuck in a snapshot for some reason. But it has Nancy's diaries and all of her possessions, but it doesn't continue in time. The people continue in time, but not the town for some reason. And it some reason starts in 93 and not 79. Why did Vecna wait 4 years to do anything, even though he's just been chilling in there? Why now is he back? Unless maybe they'll do something like, it's stuck in 93 because that's when Vecna first was aware of 11 again, because he had been crafting these demigorgons, or harnessing them or taming them or something, and that's when he first got the signal from 11 to be like, I found my way back into the real world. And so that was the first major link, and his first actual link to the real world. And so that's why it's stuck in 83, because that's when it actually started molding together, because that's when the first Demigorgon got loose. Because maybe he was sending out the Demigorgons as scouts to try to get 11 to contact him again so he could get out. But then we find out the Vecna can make portals, so why can't he just leave? Why can't he just hop out of the portal? Why is he collecting people? Does he need them for something? Because like the Mind Flayer was trying to make like a little portal for the Mind Flayer to get out, but Vecna can make his own portals, so why is Vecna making portals? Couldn't he just walk out of a portal? And who's the Mind Flayer? Anyway, in the first couple parts I said I didn't really care about Eddie because he was brand new and they kind of just like shoved him in. I like him more now. Like, now that we're getting to know him more, I think he's pretty fun. But yeah, I feel like he was forced in the beginning, but I feel like he's a good addition. He's a fun little character, just to make that clear. But yeah, those are my thoughts so far. Lots of thoughts. Lots of things hopefully get answered in the next part. I hope you liked watching this, because I prepped this for like 8 pages of notes, and sorry it took so long. Thank you. Can't wait for the next part. July 1st, here we come. Hopefully it's not too scary. Okay, bye.